pretty much I went to work to pay work is what happened this week. How's it going? It's Rocky. For those of you who have been following my journey throughout the year, I do want to say thank you. And for those of you who maybe have just found my channel or been recommended to my channel, welcome. Really, my goal every Friday is to release content on my experience trading the micro e-mini futures. My main goal really is to be transparent, so there's no catch. I'm not trying to sell a course, I'm not trying to sell a chat room or anything for that matter. Really, what I want to do is something I found missing when I started trading, where I couldn't really find someone that I could relate to or help me on not just the technical side, because that's important, but the more important part really is the behavioral, psychological part of it. And basically, my goal when I release my content, the format is the same. I go through my trades just to show you how I did. And I also share my strategy, not because I think it's the best or it's the right strategy. It's more to show like a baseline if you were lost, because some people learn so many things and they try so many things and they're not really progressing in their journey in the trading world as much as they like. So I guess what I wanted to be able to share is the fact that I found something that works for me, and then at the end of the day, it's not really the technical part, it's more of a behavioral part of it. And that's what I'm really going to talk about this week actually. So if you look on my chart here, this is our hourly chart. And basically, if you're new, I denote the beginning of my trade with a blue line, and end of the trade if I was shorting as purple, but if I was long on the end of trade, I put it as an orange line. And basically, I denote losing trades with a circle like this, so that way I can go back and learn from it. So unfortunately or fortunately, this is my first red week in 20 weeks. So if you think about that, I had 19 straight weeks of profitable weeks, and I'm very, very thankful for that. And then this week, basically, I had my first red week, and it could have been really bad, but I want to highlight how basically I got out of it and the reason why I did have a red week. So on our very first trade here with 10 contracts, we had a net profit of $272.10. And then on this next one here, this more circular thing here, I shorted, and basically it was 6, 10, 11, let's just say 10 contracts on this one. So these two combined is two circle ones. It's really a total of 21 contracts combined, but the first initial part was about 10 contracts, and essentially I lost $1,008.24. And on the next one, I lost another $153.10. So really in total, these two bad trade right here, I lost a total of $1,161.34. And then and this fourth trade here, fourth one, we had a net profit of $246.46. And then ending the week, we had a net profit of $182.64. So here is my trade analysis that I'm going to talk about, and I'll pretty much tell you what I was thinking, which led to me losing almost $2,000 actually, if you look at this snapshot right here. But I was able to thankfully manage that a little bit, so it wasn't such a bad week. It is a red week still, but it wasn't too bad. And what made this tough is basically on this day right here on Monday, you could see that, people pretty much were evaluating the Omicron, and they were seeing it less of a risk. So the market went up quite a bit. On this day, let's see, about 460, about 700 points or so that the Dow Jones Industrial Average went up by. And then basically, on the evening when I was already trading, it was already up. So let's just say it closed at about, let's look at that 1 o'clock mark. Let's say 200s, and by the time I entered, it was already 600. So I guess at that point, I was like, oh, this is too fast of a move up. And I didn't follow my process. So that's the biggest thing. First, I was making a macro way of looking at it just because of this reason, that the fact that it went up so much, and I'm like, there's no way it could keep going up. So that's one mistake right there. Second mistake is the fact that I didn't, stick to my process. So normally when I short, I would wait for stochastic RSI to be oversold. So that's a check. But on the MACD, there was no crossover and we were not above the zero line. And then on the tick base side, again, yes, stochastic RSI was on the oversold side when I did enter. However, on the MACD, there was no crossover and we're above the zero line. So this was a pretty much emotional trade, is one. And then the next one is I was having a bad day, I guess, and I decided to take it out on the market. Bad day not related to the market, but decided to take it out on the market. And that's when you know that, or I should know better really, when your headspace is not clear, you shouldn't be trading. And then also, I normally just start with 4 contracts, and I thought I was ready for that next level, and I went with 6 to start with. And that's the reason that this became problematic. And like what I do with my most of my trades, I do protect myself when I go to bed. And basically, I was topped out right here at about 2:50 in the morning. And on this one trade, I lost $1,008.24. So that was okay because my OCO did what it was supposed to. The bad part is the next morning when I woke up, I guess just, being in a bad mood and wanted to take a revenge on the market, I decided to keep shorting because I was like, there's no way you're already up, close to 1,000 points and you'll still keep going up. And that's where the problem occurred, because for this one, by the time I got to market, when the market ended, I was down almost $2,000, as you can see from this snapshot. But I decided to keep that short because I was being stubborn. Again, it was a string of bad things that were happening. And before you know it, you had that peak right there for a high of 35.925 for the week. And then it wasn't really until Wednesday that I decided, okay, I'm getting rid of this short. I'm going to flip long. So I haven't done this in a while where I just flip long. Normally I would end it, let it rest and go again. But I flipped long, was able to calm down a bit, and basically, able to recover some of that on my previous trades where I was a bit more even keel. So I guess what I was trying to get at here is when you trade behaviorally, make sure you know yourself, and definitely don't trade when there's other things going on, because that will definitely affect your performance. Before I go to my account statement, I just want to point out that we were trading the December contract, which is a Z21, but that is going to expire next week on the 15th. So there's 7 days left, or really, 7 days left. That would be the 17th. But to play it safe, I would just think it's the 15th. And Thinkorswim basically rolls it over to the next active one, which will be the March contract. So that's what I started trading on Thursday. And if we look to the right here on the volume, you can see that there's still some significant volume on the December contracts, but most of the folks are now transitioning to the March contract. And that's one of the reasons why, even though I was negative, I didn't want to chase because of this. It's always a bad week for me during transition weeks. So I just accepted that it was a negative week instead of trying to preserve a green week. And what my goal was really just to limit that loss that I was at. So here is our account statement, and this statement shows from December 5th, Sunday, to today, December 10th, Friday. And if we look at the descriptions here, you can see that there was no deposits or there was no withdrawals. However, I did have mark-to-market, so right here, mark-to-market loss of $610. And then we had another mark-to-market here, but it was a gain of $335. But basically, we ended the week here at a total of $15,024.42. And basically, what we started with was $15,484.56. And that gave us a total for the week of negative $460.14. And just because I did it when it was positive, I'm also going to just divide that by 40 hours. So really every hour I was losing $11.50. If it was, pretty much I went to work to pay work is what happened this week. And then for the percentage of it, so negative 460, wait, let me just clear that so we don't have an error. So on the percentage, negative $460.14 divided by our starting cash of $15,484.56, multiply that by 100, it was pretty much a negative 2.97% for the week. So yeah, I guess, hopefully you enjoyed my take on it from a behavioral side as opposed to the technical side. Thank you for checking out my content. Please do like and subscribe if you like what you saw. If not, give me another chance, and hopefully on the next one, you'll like what you see. All right, have a good one.